Bam!
Here we are.
Dude, come on now. Look at that. Pow!
God, every time we open up, we just punch him in the face.
Bam, dude, I'm telling you. Waterbox Live. Listen, it's Wednesday, favorite day of the week.
Making sure they're awake,
Making sure everybody's alive and with us today. Man, we are so fired up, Rich, man. Dude, things have been just cranking around here. I mean,
busy.
Oh, it's like bananas, dude. Total bananas. Like,
I don't even know how many new Waterbox family members we've gotten in the last week.
Dude,
I'm not even going to throw a number, but a lot.
So many. And it's tax return time, and everybody's getting ready to pick out their water box, what they want. So, I mean, come on now, everybody. Listen, the freshwater's live now. We've got all the saltwater inventories fully in stock, ready to roll. What are y'all waiting on?
Yeah.
Come on now,
ready
listen.
to roll.
Today,
freshwater tanks are going to be arriving.
Dude, like any day now, any day.
So I'm excited about that.
We are continuing today our Zoanthid build. A lot of people have been interested in that on our 45.2 Marine series. You see it on the left.
Yep.
So we want to give you guys an update on that. We're going to install the Skimmer, the ATO, the heater today. We'll kind of highlight the 230. I think you're going to show people what's going on with that.
Give you guys a little rundown on things that have changed, what we've done, maintenance that we're performing on it.
Yeah.
You know, because realistically, you're not going to build a new tank every month like we do.
Right.
You're going to actually maintain it, add new corals, remove corals, add new fish, and regular maintenance. So we're going to show you guys everything that Jess has been working on with that.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. Aquashella, man, coming up. Listen, mark the calendars. Just a couple weeks away. We are sponsoring the Aquascaping Competition, freshwater and saltwater, brought to you by Waterbox. So if you're in the Dallas area or you're thinking about it, dude, come in for the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. March 30th, 31st in Dallas. Aquashella.com if you want to buy tickets ahead of time.
Dude, yeah, they sold a lot of tickets already. I was talking to Sean. He's like, man, it's going to be a great show. Things are going to really be popping.
We will be going live from the show.
Yes, we're going to kind of show everybody what Aquashella is all about live. We can do interviews, all kinds of cool stuff. A lot going on, dude. I'm so jazzed up today.
Get some shout outs. We got Rob with us.
Come on.
One Production, Steve, Crazy Fool.
Crazy Fool's in the
Jason.
house.
You got to love those YouTube names because they're actually like made up. So like sometimes you got to skip a few because you're like, I don't know about that. Jason, Sammy, Evan, Keenan with us. So got a lot of people in here with us, joining every minute because they want to see the Zoanthid build move forward.
Shout out to Sal, Richard.
Oh, yes.
Robin.
Ronnie.
Dude, come on now. Listen, Steve Berlin. Come on now. Listen, we are so pumped. Dude, I don't know why we shouldn't even wait, Rich. I think we just go dive right in, man. Like, let's get
and make sure you stay tuned to the end because we got a really cool fish of the week.
Oh, fish of the week. Also, stay with us. So let's hop over to the Marine build and let's continue this on. Let's roll. Jess.
What's up?
Come on now. Where are you at?
I'm waiting for you guys.
All right.
Come on, let's put some stuff on air.
Whoop, whoop.
It's equipment day.
Dude, looking hot.
Chris Kent just dropped a whoop, whoop.
Come on now.
Everyone's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Wow. Guys, as soon as Keenan gets in here, we're going to show you. The Marine 45.2 is
looking good.
Hot.
Yeah.
I mean, hot. The water has cleared up. It looks, your rock work looks beautiful.
It turned out quite nice.
I mean,
We haven't had to really do anything. It's just clear later that day and changed the filter socks out and it's been running and
deep sand bed we put on there, right? Because we're going to put some jawfish in there.
Heck yeah.
Hot, super hot. We got the AI light on here.
So this is the 45.2 Plus Edition.
45.
Which comes with the AI Prime and the mounting arm.
Yeah. And if you'll see down in there, Keen, if you can, I don't know if the light's good enough, but the sump, really, really nice. Whisper quiet.
Hey.
There you go. You can kind of see what's happening there. So the socks are not in the sump on this model. They're up inside the tank, but it gives you a nice room in here, Jess, right, for the protein skimmer.
Yeah, this sump is extra roomy. By taking the socks and having them in the back of the tank, you have a lot of room in there. As you'll be able to see, we'll be able to put this Naso on here really easily, and it's very quiet.
Very quiet.
Super quiet sump. Very nice running.
What's amazing over the last 5 or 7 years is how quiet equipment has gotten.
It's just
Everything used to be
so
so
great.
loud and like
Yes, it did.
noisy.
So
Even
great.
the tank overflows have gotten so quiet.
Yeah, so you can adjust the nozzles on there too as well if you want. But man, this thing is just, it makes me want one for my house. I'm telling you,
It's
Rich,
nice.
this is really nice.
So Timmy's watching from Belgium. Timmy, you need to
Come
know
on.
that we have Waterbox landing at our warehouse in Amsterdam very soon. So if you're
Yeah.
looking to get into a Waterbox, check into your local retailer or check into waterboxaquariums.com.
Yeah, looks really good, guys. So, you know, in comparison, I think I'm 5'8", maybe 5'7" and a half.
I'm pushing it.
Pushing it. So as far as, you know, the height of the tank and all, I mean, it's great to work in. I mean, it's just a great size overall. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, really nice. So, dude, I'd say we dive right in.
Let's get some
Jess.
stuff on this tank.
Dude, right, so we need to remind everybody what we're doing with this, right? This is going to be a Zoanthid only tank. So we're going to put tons of zoos in here, let them
Yes.
go crazy. So it's like a rainbow of colors. We're going to put maybe some jawfish in there, just some cool little maybe shrimps and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the shrimp. Along with the jawfish, we could have a couple peaceful fish up, you know, in the upper swimming area, or even a lot of nano fish. There's like little barnacle
Yeah.
bunnies and little tiny gobies
Yeah.
and stuff that would be really cute in here. And keep it just kind of really simple and letting those zoos just like be so bright and overtake. It's
Yeah,
going to be,
love
with all that surface area of the rock, it's going to be so bright. And then you put this beautiful AI on there with the blue.
Come on now.
It's going to be, it might have to contend with the rest of the tanks in this room.
bananas. So, skimmer, real easy, right? Let's
Yeah.
show them what we got, right? We're doing the Quantum Nios 120. So, great skimmer, everybody. I mean, this thing is such a little powerhouse.
It is, and it's
I mean-
plenty rated for this system, and by having this big sump, we can have a skimmer that's going to be
Really, really nice.
extra big for it, where we can stock it
Yeah,
and
small
feed
footprint.
heavy, because the zoanthids are big feeders, so they like
Yeah.
to have a lot of food in there. This will help make up for that. Do I need this light?
Yes.
You can move it.
You can, yeah, you
Okay.
can cut that light out of there. So, you know, the skimmer, guys, real easy to install. It's literally plug and play. I mean, we
Yeah.
did put the skimmer together earlier, but
Pretty much, you're just making sure the pump's in there, put the feet on,
Yep.
base. Anytime you're like installing new equipment or anything like a skimmer, you are going to like have extra water going into the skimmer. You're going to be adjusting your sump level.
Yep.
Keep that in mind in case you have water on hand or having, you know, the auto top off running if you already have that up and running. I'm just going to go ahead and take this off to make it easier to slide in.
and for people that are just who don't know what a protein skimmer is, right? So the protein skimmer is a way that we mix air in with the tank water, right? Mm-hmm. And the proteins in the water cling to those bubbles and get pushed up into a collection cup. So
Yes.
it's kind of like it produces like a sludge that it rips out of the tank.
It's removing the organic matter, so extra waste, and you know,
It's hard to see. Well, I can turn the lights on to see.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's not something that you necessarily have to add right in the very beginning like we're doing, because there's not going to be a whole lot in the water to remove.
can see that back
Definitely
there.
optional if you want to wait a little bit,
See that
especially on a
sludge
soft
in there,
coral
guys?
tank like this. But we're gonna dive right in with the protein skimmer, because it's going to give it some time to break in and really get cranking by the time there's a bunch of
that's a good
waste to
point,
pull
is
out.
the break-in period of a protein skimmer, because a lot of people are really confused. They put their protein skimmer on and it's
Yummy.
just going crazy. It is yummy.
It is so yummy.
We call that sludge nog.
Nog. Get you some
Skimmer
nog.
Yeah.
Get you some skimmer.
So in the beginning with your protein skimmer, you'll have a break-in time, and it's going to probably bubble like crazy. It's going to overflow the cup. It's not going to be very stable, and a lot of people don't really realize that when they first get them going. So do give that first week or two of a little bit of balancing time for it to actually work properly,
Yeah, for sure.
because this will end up usually going crazy. You want to open your valve all the way, because your water level is usually going to be too high when you first set it up.
What are you doing there?
I'm opening the valve, and this keeps the water level in the skimmer at the lowest. When you close it, it raises the water level. Opening decreases it.
So if
So
you guys
I'm
are
gonna-
looking to purchase a Naso skimmer, you can buy them on waterboxaquariums.com. Distribution in the USA is handled by our good friends at Aqualumination Ecotech Marine. So if you're a retail store, reach out to them. They can get you hooked up.
So I'm going to plug in the skimmer after we get the other stuff hooked up because when you first plug in a skimmer, it is going to micro bubble. So the tank's going to be pretty cloudy with all the little bubbles. So I figure we'll just get everything hooked up and then we can kind of plug in at the end because it does kind of
For sure.
go nuts in the beginning.
Yeah.
A heater.
Yeah. Submersible heater, right?
Submersible.
You just set the temperature on the top, real easy. Kind of, once again, another plug and play thing. I mean, you can easily, if you're new into the saltwater hobby, you can get into this. It's fairly easy to figure this out. Not too much needed. Really cool. So this is the Eheim heater. You can see at the top, it's got your temperature gauge. So we're going to keep this thing about 77, 78 degrees. It'll automatically kick on and off, right, Jess? Mm-hmm. So as it's needed. So as the temperature drops, the thing kicks on, maintaining the temperature real easy.
Right. With your heater.
Any difference in putting it in the sump or in the...
No, as long as it's under the water, right? We just don't want it to pull out of the water at any time because it's going to potentially
you don't want
be
it
too
to
hot.
you don't want it to be anywhere that's going to come out of the water, but also one important thing when you're placing your heater is you want somewhere that's got good flow around it. If you put it in somewhere that's going to have low flow, it's going to keep the water around it warm, but not really the whole body of water. And also, like right next to another pump is not necessarily where you want it. You want it somewhere that the true water temperature is going to pass through. And like this one here, I think
it's good to note too, Jess, is that there's a lot of different types of heaters. Mm-hmm. We use the Eheim heaters a lot because we use what we've been successful with over the years. So
right.
One of the things that we like to use is the Eheim heaters. They're easy to use. You plug them in, but there's titanium heaters. You can use a temperature controller with
there's some nice titanium
heater.
ones. There's ones that have different probes, like 3 probes you can put in different areas of the tank. And then you've got the external controllers. And
there's benefits, there's downsides to every type of heater. But again, like we said, we're using what we've been successful with.
Yeah, you can also put it up here.
An Eheim heater.
In one of these chambers if you want. Up to you, whatever. But the nice thing here also, on the Marine series, guys, there's baffles inside the back here. So we have the micron socks first, and then the baffles, and then the plumbing. So something like a heater, if you wanted to not take up your sump space, you could put it here in the back of the tank, just with the micron socks if you wanted. Perfectly, there's nothing wrong with it. I said as long as it's submerged somewhere in the water, it's all it needs. So there's different ways to kind of skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good saying or not, but maybe different ways to scale a fish. I don't know, however you want to do it, but dude, I love...
We're skinning cats and we're scaling fish
we're
on this
scaling
episode
fish.
of Waterbox Live. Great.
That's it.
At the moment, I'm putting this one in actually where the water dumps from the tank because a lot of flow will go around it and it's kind of tucked out of the way. So we'll do that for now, but it can easily go in the back chamber. And there's really not a, like I said, wrong place to put it as long as it's getting good water flow.
Yeah.
Main thing usually is like you just don't want to see it.
Right.
If you can avoid it, you don't really want to see it. And that's the great thing about the Marine is you've got the sump for all the equipment,
Yeah, totally
so you
agree.
don't have to see all the stuff you would if it was just an all-in-one. And then
Yeah, there you go.
we use this on all of our tanks here. Great auto top-off system.
So the Duetto ATO, right? So automatic top-off system. So what this is there's a chamber here in the front that is designed for fresh water, for evaporation. So the evaporation water, as the water level goes out into the air, the water level is going to start dropping in this sump. So what we're going to do is we're going to pump the water through this little machine. It's automatically going to sense when the water drops. It's going to kick a pump on to automatically fill it back up for us.
Yeah, and
Really
this right here is everything you need in the box. So you don't have to go and get more tubing. You don't need the pump. It's you buy it, you get it, you're up and running with an auto top off. It's such an awesome feature that the Marine tanks have a top off reservoir built in.
Yeah.
Most tanks out there, you've got to have a bucket sitting off to the side or just
You're
something.
constantly pouring in every day. You're
Topping in yourself or having a bucket here and then having to look at it's. This is really nice, built in, and convenient. And a good sized reservoir. This will last you a long time with these size tanks.
Yeah, really will.
It's one of those conveniences people don't realize is like topping off is such a hassle.
Yep.
It really
is. One
is.
thing you cannot prevent is the water evaporating from your tank.
And your protein skimmer, it is proven, will work way better when your water level is consistent.
Yeah.
If you don't have a top-off system and your fluctuation in your sump changes a lot, your skimmer will not produce nearly as well.
That's a good point. That's a great point. You know, also if you're living in an area that's really hot or really cold or something like that, you know, the level of evaporation is going to really fluctuate on you.
You want to help me out here?
Yeah, so very cool
Here,
little
you
thing
the
here.
sensor and stuff. I'm going to get the pump all hooked up.
So what it is it's just a cool little, it's a itty bitty sensor that's on here. It's magnetized. You see there's a little magnet. So that goes in between the glass. And this is going to sense the water level. So once it drops below here, it's going to kick on until that water hits the sensor and it's going to stop. Really nice. And then here's a little controller that mounts. All your power cords go into it. And it's just real simple. That's all it is literally just plugging it in. We hook the little pump up to here, put the sensor where we want it, and we're good to go.
Yeah,
So,
it's nice because like old style used to be float switches, which like
Right.
get stuck, and like these are actual sensors.
really nice. And this is the Duetto. This is a 2-sensor one. They also produce a 4-sensor model as well, but this is just perfect for this tank.
So Peter says that he uses about a gallon a day on his 190.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect example. A full gallon of fresh water lost every single day on a 5-foot tank. So,
Yeah, and if you were trying to like just top off a whole gallon per day, you'd be like your salt level would go higher, and then you dump in a gallon of water, and then go back down, and it would just like it would not be nearly as stable or good for this system.
Speaking of Peter, he's with Reef News Network. Check it out. He's actually giving away a Waterbox
Whoa.
pretty soon. So,
My hands are too big, Jess. You might have to go
Peter, if you want to post a
push
link
that magnet down.
Okay.
in the live
can.
feed to your giveaway
Or
and
lift
your,
it up and we'll put it on
your
another side.
podcasts, feel free. I did have one report that they can't hear me, but I don't know if that's...
Probably better to put
case.
it back here.
Yeah, that might actually be better. But while we're doing all this, guys, too, I think, Rich, right? Didn't you want to show them the 6-foot here? What's some updates on this while we get this hooked up?
For sure, for sure. So a lot of you guys have been asking what's going on with the 230 build. You know, it's kind of on autopilot. We do weekly maintenance on it. Typically we do water changes, clean the socks, clean the skimmer, you know, all that fun stuff on Fridays. Not a whole lot of new corals though, right, Dean, since we...
Not since
we did lose a wall hammer, which traditionally are a little harder
tough,
to keep.
yeah.
So, you know, this is a real tank, and unfortunately, sometimes you do lose coral. You don't know why, but that's why it's important to test your parameters. Keep up with the water changes. Make sure that all your parameters are in line. But other than that, the tank's doing really well. Corals are really liking the lighting schedule. It's looking real nice. If you guys want to download this lighting schedule, we'll actually post a link to it in the live feed.
It's really good.
Anything I'm missing on that tank, Jess, that
No,
Might
like
be
you said, I mean,
helpful.
it's generally on autopilot for just keeping up the regular maintenance and, you know, cleaning the socks and stuff. The Refugium that we installed probably a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, has been doing well. You know, the fish are super happy. And like you said, you know, it is normal to occasionally lose a coral without really knowing the reason. They can get something falling on them. They can have a crab that, like, climbs on them too rough, or another coral that hits them.
especially
or-
with the LPS, especially with the real meaty LPS, they can get those infections if they get a laceration.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
some
one
sort.
simple like crab or snail or fish can like rough up a piece of it, and you know it can cause it to reseed and stuff. As much as I love LPS for their flowy fleshiness, it is also a downside sometimes when keeping them. But you can see majority of them are super happy. The Ghanies and stuff, which tend to be a little bit harder to keep, you know, are as happy as can be. So
Ooh, we got a nice shot of that algae blenny. Love that fish.
yeah.
And we
He will
do have-
always be
our
in your
fish of the
face.
week is in this aquarium. I've had that fish. I'm not going to say what it is. I've had that fish now, I think, for over a decade. She's kind of like our mascot. She's been through a lot of different aquariums. We're gonna be showing her here towards the end of the stream. So make sure you stay tuned for the fish of the week, so you can learn a little bit new about a different marine fish every week. Pretty cool little segment that we started doing.
Need a little screwdriver to loosen this, to be able to clip it on.
Take that. Oh, I just did it.
Muzzles.
So again, guys, what you're looking at here is the 230.6. If you go back through our live streams, we have a lot of content setting this entire system up, from setting up the cabinets, adding the lights, to even adding the corals to the tank.
Yeah, it's doing really, really great. I think my favorite coral out of this, Rich, is probably that Ghani that's right there in the middle.
Yeah.
With that neon.
It's definitely the brightest one in the tank.
The brightest one there. I mean, look at that. That thing is hot. Also, I'm a big fan of the leathers, and there's that big leather in the back. Look at the polyps are wide open on that big thing. Boom, right there. Look at that thing. It's hard to see on the camera, but that thing is bigger than my hand. I mean, that's a big piece.
Yeah, it's really
all the corals are in there really big, but when you have that big of a tank.
Yeah, we have some questions actually here about the Refugium. Coden's asking, you heard you added a Refugium, what are the benefits? So there's a lot of benefits. There's, the pods and things that will grow in there and will naturally feed the tank, but most importantly, nutrient reduction.
Yeah.
So that's really, the algae is going to consume the nitrates, phosphates, things like that.
Right, now we have the light spectrum on the Refugium, guys, is opposite of the lights on the tank. So that's why the lights are off right now on the Refugium. So as the lights are dimming on the top of the tank, the Refugium lights are coming up.
You still have the cut for the tube?
Yeah.
So we're just touching on the 230 a little bit. We're going to jump back over to the 45.2 Zoanthid build. We're in part 3. And today we're installing, Dean, the protein skimmer, the heater, the auto top off?
Yep. All the necessary equipment we need to finish this build. We've got the bacteria in there. So it's really, if anybody's got some hot zoanthids they want to send us.
Taking donations and giving shout outs.
Yeah, we're taking donations for.
We want this thing to look like the rainbow. It's going to be, just like a
Skittles.
Yeah.
So we'll probably clean up the cords and the tubing and stuff, but so the ATO comes with its own little pump here, tubing, and this is also prevents back siphoning from one to the other. You have a little insert here that actually comes with it. And then the holder for the tube. We put the sensor towards the back, just less things kind of in view, and we'll probably move this stuff a little bit. And then basically this is just fill it up with your fresh water, keep it full, and it will, do the top off. And the nice thing with these is any little bit of drop in that water level, and it's going to pump just a little bit of fresh over.
Yep.
Your salt levels never vary, and your sump levels always stay in pretty much perfect.
Yep.
The heater's in, so we can just get all of it plugged in.
And for those newbies that may be watching, never replenish your evaporation water with salt water.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that. I did that. I will admit, in when I first got my first aquarium, water started evaporating. I put salt water back in.
All of a sudden,
I went to the local fish store. Like,
so
why is your salt level so high? Yeah. I don't know. How could that be?
Yeah.
So we got our heater
plugged in. That was
in.
longer ago than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. So I think next week, guys, we'll start putting some livestock in this tank, getting it fired up. But I mean, really.
Now to the running.
There it is. You can see the little micro bubbles, that forms on it. That's normal.
Yeah, and it will go crazy for a while.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. We call it breaking in the skimmer, right? It's got a.
There's a lot of oils that are on it from the manufacturing
yeah.
process. One thing that you can do to speed it up is soak it in like a water vinegar bath. Run the skimmer in it, and that'll help speed that up a little bit. But I'm too lazy to do that, Dean. So
it's okay. That's all right.
And this hobby is a lot about patience. So
plug it in and let it ride.
Yeah.
And it's it's not going too crazy, which is good. Like I said, I opened that valve to all the way to open, so the water level stays the lowest, and then that'll let it kind of break in. It'll stop producing the extra bubbles, and as you see, you'll kind of slowly adjust that level up till it starts skimming.
Peter asked, did we put Fritz Zyme in the tank to fast cycle it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did do that, Peter.
And that
Turbo
way,
start, actually. Turbo start.
Turbo start.
Yeah.
They're
Fritz Turbo
refrigerated.
Start. Refrigerated turbo start.
Yeah.
Went in there.
and that way, hopefully, something fun can go in here next week.
Yeah.
So now we got all the
Tanks.
equipment running. This week we'll get it all broken in, everything adjusted.
This week
perfect.
we'll be on the search for really beautiful zoanthids.
Yeah. Once again, another shout out. If anybody wants to send us some zoanthids, just private message us. Tell us what you got. Send some photos.
Yeah, we want to make
we'll,
this nothing but like the craziest of the zoos, like the ultimate zoo tank. Like it's gonna be so cool. Find some cute little jawfish and some other little
especially
critters.
even at the shows and stuff too. While we go, to these shows, if we see
Yeah.
something, we'll throw it in our suitcase, bring it back.
We got 2 coming up, so it'll be
Really, really nice. Tons of flow in there already. I mean, we haven't even hooked up the Nero yet.
oh god.
You may not even need it in
I
this.
I don't know
one
with the
because it's-
zoos, yeah, and then we put the Viper on here, which is really good flow, and with being zoos and stuff, I almost wonder if we do need a Nero. I probably not.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. So very, very excited about it. Only the best with a Waterbox.
So just like that, we set up all the equipment that we need on that system, which is pretty neat. Doesn't hardly take any time at all.
Wow. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, comments, we're back in the studio. Come on now. That's hot, Rich. I mean, that tank is hot. It's going to be so ridiculous.
You know what's funny is big systems are a lot of fun, and a lot of people say bigger is better, but sometimes the real small ones are actually my favorite.
Yeah. Well, because you could put, like, as you said, small shrimps and small fish and just, like a lot of things that you would get lost in a big tank.
Yeah. One
focus
thing
on
when I used to scuba dive a lot, I don't do it a lot anymore, but one of my favorite things was getting like real close to the reef and seeing all the tiny little fish and tiny little corals and stuff like that. And that's what makes me think of these small tanks. Like it's all about like the nano, micro kind of like,
habitat. Yeah, I love that. Love that.
So that's pretty neat.
But it's time for, drum roll,
Fish of the week.
Fish of the Week, everybody. I need to get some music behind that. That's coming up soon.
Like a little jingle.
Little jingle.
Yeah.
Fish of the Week. So it's the blonde Naso Tang. This is one of Rich's favorites.
Yes. So if you guys notice in there, we have a blonde Naso. I've had that. Her name's Mango.
Mango.
Yeah.
Love mango.
I've had that fish for many years. Honestly, I don't even know. I think since like 2007.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah. Look at the maximum size on this fish. 1 foot 6 inches.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about Mango is we joke about it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
She's like a dwarf. I don't know why she's never really got much bigger than about
her
10,
growth got
10 inches or
stunned
so.
or something.
10 inches or so, but very healthy, voracious eater.
Man, she's great.
But tank size.
Normally, you're gonna have to have at least a 6 foot tank, for something like this. I mean, this fish is gonna get big. Herbivore, right? Eats lots of algae. We feed Mango literally every day, just sheets and sheets of algae.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as you put it on that clip, she just tears it apart.
Yeah,
So.
and you're gonna want at least a 6 foot tank for especially tanks like these because inevitably they're gonna grow.
Right.
They also like having a lot of swimming space because they're used to swimming large distances in the ocean.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, it's kind of cruel to keep them in something too small.
Yeah. So we frown against
as
you
they
putting
call
this
it
in
on some of the forums, the Tang police.
The
so
Tang
people
police.
see you with a Tang and a very small tank.
Hey man, they'll call you out.
Yeah, they'll call you out real quick.
They'll call you out.
Yeah. So
man, it's fantastic.
the blonde Naso Tang.
Love that fish, man. Listen, guys, we so appreciate you guys being with us today on the show. Friday is right around the corner already for our Freshwater Fridays, and great topic on that one about plants. So something we need to discuss.
So Friday, we're talking about fake plants or real plants.
Come on now, there's two sides to this. So
two sides of the coin.
So we're going to talk about that on Friday. But once again, everybody, if you have any questions, comments, hit us up. Join our groups. We have a new Facebook freshwater group. If you're interested in freshwater, hop on that group, like us.
Yep.
If you're on YouTube, hey man, thank you for joining in.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you guys.